Lecture. Hey, look what I had to put on today, my friend. I hear over the radio. There's this flagger over here. There's this flagger over here on the radio. See the hat I got on? You see it? You see the hat I got on? See if these guys know anything about this hat? It looks like some of the hats they give government contractors right now that work for Revival today. Like some type of FAA hat or something like that. Something like that. And here's the kicker. You see this? You see this right here? This comes from a nuclear power plant. You see it? This is copper that they used to use as the generator from the nuclear power plant to send the electricity to the utility pole. And somehow it's going down into the water lines. It's going into the gas lines because the gas lines are metal and they hold a charge called anodization to prevent oxidation. You know what else oxidizes the inside of the body? And I'm going to make this brief. Because they say it's so important to eat antioxidants. You look up the fucking what your lymph nodes are in this oxidation process and what happens whenever adrenaline gets into it. And it causes you not to be calm anymore. You stop being calm. You gotta try to be calm, okay? Number one, you gotta try to be calm, okay, as you're dealing with advanced industrial systems. That's kind of like this, an industrial system, the water lines, but it's going in front of public houses, right? Palantir, right? Yeah. Palantir, you got surveillance on this? How many companies have that name, Advanced Industrial Systems? How many? I don't even care about the name of this company that's here because this is a private company that's here. But this guy holding this flag, that's not them. That is probably somebody from the intelligence community and or I don't know, whatever you want to call it, because these guys are over the radio right now saying all kinds of cool shit. A lot of cool shit. So here's the kicker. When you take antioxidants, it stops oxidation in the body just like to prevent rust on certain metals. And copper has corrosion and oxidation on it too. But you know what these guys do whenever they hit you with, well, electrical signal, or even, it doesn't even have to be electrical signal. I get in your face and make you fear. You have this fear and your heartbeat goes pretty good and that adrenaline gets kicking with the cortisol and shit. You start to oxidize and you start to make these neat little materials. And everybody's after this one out there in what is it? Show business. Hey, you guys out there at the meeting, the secret meeting, get ready to come up. Secret meeting. What do you guys call that? And it's highly liked because what it is, it'll make you guys go fucking nuts. It'll put you in what they call schizophrenia when you take this drug from the human being. Yeah. Remember Johnny Depp? Johnny Depp did a report on this. Johnny Depp called it Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Yeah, watch that movie. And Johnny Depp's under some heavy scrutiny here too. And while I'm here, I might as well show the sinusoidal wave pattern in the window. Let's show the sinusoidal wave pattern here again. So, national security agencies, intelligence communities, what would do that to a window? Is there anything you guys fear? Anything at all? Anything? Is there anything at all that you fear? Oh, boy. And the way that inflection is there, I kind of see where the laser beam comes from because it is going on an angular frequency and it back propagated down. And where's that coming from? But not right here. Not right there. Go behind the house like I showed you in that video yesterday. Go right there behind the house. And you'll you'll hear if I get my radio and play it real loud and go back here and put it and I come up here, you'll hear all kinds of crazy. It'll go all the way up the street in phases. You know what phase shifting is? Never mind. It's too rich. It's. I need to talk about something below their pay grade so that they comprehend it. Just below it. So what's just below it? With this hat on, do you think these guys play video games? Do you think they play video games? Do you think they play video games? Do you think they play video games? There's a reason why I did that. Because whenever you have a fucking metal fence that's grounded here, and you start picking up static, here in the future, I'm going to have the copper bracelets on, and it's going to go right to the cell phone. The copper bracelets are going to go right to the cell phone, and it's going to tell me how much electricity is being generated. And it's going to tell me the rates of inductions that go to, because when it goes to the cell phone, it's going to charge the battery. Yeah, we're charging batteries with copper wristbands on ourselves now. So keep talking on the radio. Make sure my battery stays charged. And nobody talks about this shit. It makes me wonder why. You know what I mean, phone? It's like a deadly sin. Hey, how's that TV made? I could ask people. They say, I don't care, And that's why the wealthy fucking own you. Funny shit, huh? Funny shit. So who's here working with these guys on the ground that are busting their asses? And then you try to bring it to their attention. You bring it to their attention. Like, hey, yeah, there's a military installation up there. There's some issues that, hey, is there anything that you know about these issues that take place? Because we all have cell phones and radios right now. And for some reason, we don't want no one to know. So, like, if there's an active member in a community that's like, hey, there's a problem. And the military bases are getting fucking exploited. And military hardware is up for grabs for anyone that wants in there. Do you think that there's something like, yeah, maybe you should know. Just maybe. But now I'm like literally repeating myself. But this is the best one. This is the best one. Piece of copper from a power plant. Power plant right down the street. Like, I'd like to have a conversation, and then since it's below their pay grade here, because they only make about $50-$60 an hour here, where's the guys that are making $500 an hour that are watching them? And they won't have a conversation with these guys and tell them what's up. And that's what I'm fucking after. Why won't they have a conversation? The guy's making $500 an hour. To these guys, it's $60 an hour, and they're busting their fucking balls. And there's a guy just sitting here with a fucking computer around his neck, doing nothing. And I could have a camera sitting there doing the same fucking job with the same sensors. And I could have them set up everywhere instead of just one guy. And then worrying about the guy if I could trust him or not. Just simple shit like that, because, like I said, there's guys getting paid $500, $1,000 an hour to watch this fucking place right now, and these guys don't fucking claim that they know. And that's like that's kind of like the FBI's InfraGard, where they're supposed to protect their fucking employees, all federal workers that you can buy in, or county workers to buy in, and make sure none of this shit I'm talking about happens to them. But it's like a secret. What about the rest of the public? Now, it seems like I'm getting these guys up on end, and I'm not trying to, but whenever you have a problem that's coming from the cable wire there, and it got a hole in your window, and it's using the cable box to literally do what Forbes magazine said, what the wealthy say it's doing. Forbes, what the wealthy say. And it starts attaching to their heads and their bodies and shit. Anything like that, to that nature. it'll just make you want to lecture like you're Jesus Christ. And then when you lecture like you're Jesus Christ was killed just for talking to people. So, I mean, is it crazy? I asked a question a couple years ago up there at that church where they got the crucified guy. Did he commit suicide? Is that considered suicide? Because they said all he did was talk. But he did control the weather. He did raise the dead. He did turn water into wine. He did, whatever. He survived for 40 days and 40 nights with no food and water. So they killed him for that. And this is everybody's religion here. Everybody's probably, we're talking about God in politics. They all said, God, it's all God. Thank God, thank God, thank God. And God's son was Jesus. So where are we going? Where are we going? Because I got people to protect here. And these guys want to fucking, they're not allowed to talk. Because they're under a non-disclosure agreement not to talk. But we have radios, and the radios are picking up the signal all of a sudden. Did you see the airplane that flew over the house, right over the house? The Cessna? That's not the Air Force. Who is that? Who is that? And then the birds come out. The whole structure changed this morning. The entire structure. So it does. It really it'll make you put your hat on. That's somebody was doing $1 billion worth of work. Billions. Hey, do you guys do work for the federal prisons? Federal prisons. Phone's hot. Phone's heating up. Just from recording videos. It's getting pretty hot. So now I got to talk to the guys right now that make $500 an hour, because it probably ain't going to do me no good to talk to them. They know how to do the diesel motor and change the motor, change the tracks on the machine. But they only know how to take the circuit board for the computer and get a new one and put a new one in. They don't know how to take it apart and dissect it and resolder it on a job. They just want a new board to put it in, and that makes sense. But do they know anything about that circuit board? They're intelligent people. They're intelligent people, and then it makes me question, okay, these guys know. The police know. There's only this group of people that knows. And then all of a sudden, when there's a problem in the community, they don't know all of a sudden. They don't know. So what's up with that? What's up with those what's up with those critical and clearly thinking skills there? Because it does. It makes me. It just makes me. It makes me want to dive in even more. Because nobody talks. If people started talking, they could take my job, huh? They could take it away, because there's not too many airplanes flying around anymore, huh? Not too many airplanes fucking spraying shit in the sky anymore, huh? So let's talk right here. See this? You hear that vibrating the ground? What's that doing to the telephone poles?
let's be real. And everybody, I'm not bitching that they're doing it has to be done. But what's that doing to the electrical grid? What's that doing to the gas lines? What the fuck's it doing to the water line? And more importantly, what's it doing to the tension wires that are grounded? Was that vibration? That picks up right here on this piece of copper and other materials. That vibration. This is how. You see the guy standing there? Where's he at? That's the engineer. He's the one with the blueprints. He has to know natural frequency. He has to be able to assess the situations. So that's like architects and engineers. Talk to you in the near future, my friend.